Ignore the sweat and the bad hair, but working on the garden today, planting carrots and potatoes, some more lettuce, some green onions, getting some final things in. I have a few potatoes already in, but we had to add this extra section right here. And in adding that, that's where I'm going to put the potatoes. Each of those little straw bales thingies you can see on there is where the potatoes are at right now. If I didn't mark them, I wouldn't know where they were. And eventually I do cover them, as you can see up there, with straw for the ones that are already growing, and I build that up as they grow. So that'll be my potatoes. I've tied up my tomatoes already today. It's been a good day in the garden so far. Sometimes, even though I potted this in a round barrel, I'm still having to take all of the grass out of it. I'm not sure if there was just a lot of grass in the soil that I used. I did use a mixture of some compost and some stuff we got at the store this year. We do have our new composter that we'll be using going forward, but I did still buy some stuff at the store this year. So to make sure my plant is getting all the nutrients that I'm putting in here, I'm going to weed out a lot of this grass. I'm not going to be perfect. It's not going to be every bit of it, but I will try to get a bunch of it out so that my plant is getting the nutrients. Also, so I don't have any critters hiding in here. I don't want to reach my hand in there to get something and there ends up being a snake or something up underneath there. We do live out in the mountains in Chester, and as you can see, I took a couple steps back so you can still see me. So we have copperheads, water moccasins, rattlesnakes. We have a lot of different snakes. We have the good snakes and we leave those alone. And the bad ones, we only bother them if they're in the area that we are in. If they get into my garden or something's trying to get my chickens, then we will, have to take care of those because then they're a nuisance animal. But yeah, this is part of doing your garden. It's not just planting it and leaving it. You got to water it, you got to weed it, you got to hoe it, make sure the soil is loose so it can get all the nutrients it needs soaked down in there. And yeah, just a piece out of my day. Okay, here's what I've got done today. I added another string of lettuce here. I have my kale down there. These are my tomatoes. I have green onions all along this way. Rex is helping me to my water bottle here. I have pumpkins and potatoes in this patch. Each of those little straw things across there is going to be potatoes. I have added in my carrots. You can kind of see where the soil kind of looks a little bit different right across there. That's going to be a row of carrots. And right up next to the boards is another little row of lettuce. There's some of my potatoes that are already up and going in that bed. That's what I've accomplished today. Pretty good day. It's been really muddy here, so it's been hard to finish getting the garden in. But we're getting there. My eggplant's looking a little rough. I had to put some medicine on them. Something got to them during all the rains. But they're getting better. They got some blooms coming out. My beans got some, show you this, my beans. There's my green beans. Can you see that right there? Got me some beans starting to sprout on there. Go down, look. Eggplant, got some little blooms on it. Looking pretty good. Gonna be a good crop this year. Gonna go check the eggs. I haven't checked those today. Living on that side of the hill, don't mind our tall grass. We're working on growing that out and spreading it. Living on the side of the hill, it's always a bit of an adventure to get to the chicken pens back and forth because the rocks, all these things, they all move. So if you aren't watching where you're walking, they will shift out from under you and you will go down. Let's see if I can get this opened up with one hand here. Got me a hen in there. Hey, you should already be done. What you doing? Go on. I think I had me a hen that was sitting in there. I have a hen trying to set in my smaller chicken pen. It only has 4 hens in it. So without a rooster, her sitting on those eggs isn't going to do a lot of good. My other pen, where the rooster is, I have a freeloader in there. I can't figure out which hen isn't laying. As soon as I figure that out, we'll be having some chicken and dumplings because I can't afford to pay for feed and to care for a chicken that's not doing the farm any good. Now, if I get one that starts setting in our pen with the rooster, I would be able to hatch out some chicks to kind of keep growing our flock. I'm not sure we need any. We have a lot of eggs as it is. Don't know if I've ever showed you our water trailer. That is what we haul water in. About once every 2 or 3 weeks, we make a trip to Mountainburg and get some water to put in our holding tank to run our house off of. Only utility we have up here is electric. We do not have access to city water. Nothing better than walking up on the porch after putting in some good work out in the garden. Time to go in, get cooled off, and relax.